Good morning, students. Today we are going to read our chemistry's first chapter, Chemical Reaction and Equation. In this unit, we are going to read chemical equation, writing of chemical equation, balancing chemical equation. Now, what do you mean by chemical reaction? First of all, we will able to understand what is chemical equation. Chemical equation first of all we will read chemical reaction. Chemical reaction, what is chemical reaction? A process in which one or more substances, the reactants, are converted to one or more different substances, the products. Here I have used two terms, reactants and products. So, what is chemical equation? Reaction. A chemical reaction happens when one or more chemicals are changed into one or more other chemicals. For example, I will give you a simple example that iron and oxygen, when they combines together, they form rust. You have seen your gates or the things which are made up of irons. Whenever you will not paint that things, it react with oxygen and a rusty substance will appear on the object. So that is the chemical reaction. It means that iron, it reacts with oxygen and it form a new product which is known as rust. Understood? Now one more example I will tell you. CH4, that is methane. What is it? Methane. When methane react with oxygen, it gives or it combines to form water and carbon dioxide. Understood? The reaction is when methane react with oxygen, it gives water and carbon dioxide. Here methane and oxygen, it is a reactant and it gives to form water and carbon dioxide. These are the products. Now I have used two terms here, reactant and products. What is reactant? Reactants, जो मैंने अभी बताया आपको कि रिएक्टेंट क्या है, ये दो कोई भी जो है रिएक्टेंट्स जो है ये कंबाइंस हो जाते हैं और हमें प्रोडक्ट मिलते हैं. टेक वन मोर एग्जांपल लाइक हाइड्रोजन H2, दैट इज हाइड्रोजन. When it react with oxygen again, it forms water, H2O. H2 when react with O2, it gives H2O, that is water. Now question arises here, reactants. Students, I have used the two terms reactant and product in this chemical reaction. But you must be familiar about reactant and product. Then only you will able to understand what is chemical reaction. Now what are reactions? I will clear the term reactant. Reactants are the substance that start a chemical reaction or the substance which take part in a chemical reaction. It means that the reactants are those substances which allows you to start with a chemical reaction. Now the product are the substances that are produced in the reaction. Whenever the reaction starts, it will give you some new product, new thing, that is known as product. The new substance produced as a result of chemical reaction is called product. For example, I will take CH4, that is, again I will take methane. It react with oxygen. And what does it forms? It forms water and carbon dioxide. Now here carbon dioxide and water, these are the two new products. These are known as products. The new substance which are produced after reaction is called as product. And the reaction is started with methane and oxygen. So these are known as reactant. Got it? Now same, I will take one more example. H2 plus Cl2, it gives you 2HCl. Here H2 and Cl2 is reactant and HCl is a product. At one more example, H2 plus O2, it gives water. Here H2 is H2 and O2 are products, reactant, and H2O are products. Now signs which are used in a chemical reaction. Before we go further, we should know there are various signs which are used in a chemical reaction. Now first is the physical condition of the various substances involved in the reaction may be indicated by the signs. For example, we use S small s within brackets, L within brackets, and G within brackets, which indicate that S is stand for solids, L stand for liquid, and G stand for gases. For example, I will give you one chemical reaction. P plus Cl2 give you PCl3. I think you have noticed that after writing P, here I have written within brackets S. With chlorine I have written G, and after that I have written L for PCl3. It means phosphorus which we have used is solid, and chlorine is in gaseous form, and it forms PCl3 which is in liquid form. So these signs are used for indication of their state of matter. Now the second point is the precipitate formed in the reaction is shown by an arrow pointing downwards like this. Understood? So I will again explain it with the help of example. BaCl2 plus H2SO4, it will give you BaSO4, and here I have shown a arrow pointing downwards plus 2HCl. This means that barium chloride, when it reacts with sulfuric acid, it will give you barium sulfate plus hydrogen chloride, and barium sulfate we get the precipitate of it. So by indication of the arrow pointing downwards, it shows that precipitate are formed of barium sulfate. Got it? Now come to the third point. When arrow pointing upward is shown, it means that gas is evolved. For example, again with a chemical reaction I would like to explain. Zn plus 2HCl, it give you ZnCl2 plus H2, and arrow is pointed upward. This shows that hydrogen gas is evolved. What is evolved? Hydrogen gas is evolved, which is pointed upward. Now fourth point is, if a substance dissolved in water is used or produced, then sign of AQ within bracket, AQ means aqueous, is used. It means that substance is dissolved in water. For example, sodium hydroxide, I have written AQ. AQ is aqueous, plus HCl, again it is aqueous. It will form sodium chloride, aqueous, and H2O, that is liquid, water. Water is liquid. So I have explained you about the signs that used in chemical reaction. Whenever you write the equation or chemical reaction, you have to follow these signs. Okay. Now let's start with chemical equation. What is chemical equation? A chemical equation is the symbolic representation of a chemical reaction in the form of symbols and formulas, wherein the reactant are given on the left hand side and the products are given on the right hand side. Now I will take one example as CO2 plus H2O. CO2 is carbon dioxide plus water. It will give you C6H12O6. C6H12O6 is a glucose, and O2, that is oxygen. Got it? So 6, here I have written 6CO2. 6, here 6 is used as molecule of carbon dioxide. It means that 6 molecules of carbon dioxide is used, and again I have written 6. Here it is also 6 molecules of water. But here H2, 2, here 2 is atom. What we use? 2 atoms of hydrogen. Okay, 2 atoms of hydrogen and 6 molecules of water. It yields, what it yields? Glucose and oxygen. Now this one, CO2 and H2O, when it reacts, these are known as reactant. And as I have already told you, it yields, what it yields? Products. Which products? The new substances, that is glucose and oxygen. Here I have used 6. What does it called as? It is called as coefficient. What it is called as? Coefficient. Got it? Now here I have used C6H12O6. Here 12. What does it indicate? It indicates subscript. What does it indicate? Subscript. Got it? And S, here I have written S. Here I have written G. Here I have written again G and L. These all indicate the state of matter. Because what are matter? As you know, the 3 forms of matter are there: solid, liquid and gases. So carbon dioxide is in gaseous form and water is in liquid form, and again glucose is in solid form and oxygen in gaseous form. So these are the state of matter. Now I will tell you about the balancing of chemical equation, how we are going to balance the chemical equation. This is very important, and in exam you get the questions about the balancing of the chemical reaction. Now how you can balance the chemical equation? An equation is said to be balanced when the number of atoms of different elements are same on both the sides of the chemical equation. It means that reactant should be equal to the product. For example, I will take one example. H2 plus O2 gives you H2O. Now please see it properly and make it understand that how we are going to balance the chemical equation. Here first of all you will write down here LHS, means left hand side, and on the right side you will write RHS. Left hand sides are the reactants and RHS sides are the products. Got it? Now here hydrogen is there. You will just write down hydrogen. One more element is there, oxygen, O. You will write down O here. On the right hand side again we have hydrogen and oxygen. Write it down. Now here how much hydrogen are used? Only 2. Oxygen 2. On the right hand side we have 2 hydrogen and only 1 oxygen. Now there is a need of balancing oxygen now, because hydrogen is also balanced here, 2 and 2, both sides, left hand side also and right hand side also, but oxygen is 1. So in order to make it 2, we will write 2 in front of H2. When we write H2 in front of H2, now again you have to write same thing, LHS and RHS. Hydrogen is 2 over here in reactant side, oxygen also 2, but on right hand side they are 4. How? 2. Hydrogen is 2 here and we have put 2 over here. When 2 multiply 2, it becomes 4. Here oxygen is 2. 1, 2, it means it is used 2 here. By writing 2 over here, it indicates that it is used for hydrogen as well as for oxygen. So hydrogen is 2. Again on left hand side we have hydrogen 2, but on right hand side we have hydrogen 4. Again it is imbalanced. In order to balance it again, let us write down again left hand side and right hand side. On left hand side, in order to make it 4, hydrogen 4, because on right hand side there are 4, so in order to make it 4, we will put 2 in front of hydrogen. 2 2s are 4. Hydrogen is 4, oxygen is 2. Again 2H2, 2 into 2, that is 4, oxygen is 4. Now on left hand side we have 4 hydrogen atoms. On right hand side also we have 4 hydrogen atoms. In left hand side we have oxygen 2 and in right hand side also we have 2. So in this way we are going to balance the chemical equation. We'll take another example like hydrogen plus chlorine give you hydrogen chloride. First of all I will write the chemical equation. Hydrogen H2 plus Cl2 gives you HCl. Now, for balancing the chemical equation, we will write on the left hand side hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen are 2, chlorine again 2. On right hand side, again we will write like that, hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen is 1 and chlorine is 1. On right hand side we have hydrogen 1, but on left hand side we have 2. We have to balance this. Again chlorine is 1 on right hand side and on left hand side it is 2. Again we have to balance it. If we put 2 over here, right on the right hand side, 2 HCl, it means hydrogen are here, hydrogen are 2 and chlorine 2. So it means it is balanced. See here, left hand side we have hydrogen 2 and chlorine 2. Again on right hand side we have hydrogen 2 and chlorine 2. So your reaction is balanced. Now here we will have one more example. In order to make you more clear, we will take hydrogen and combines with nitrogen, it gives you ammonia. Hydrogen H2 again and nitrogen N2 and it gives ammonia NH3. Now for balancing, again we have to follow the same rule. Write left hand side and right hand side. On both the sides, left hand side we have hydrogen. How much? 2. Nitrogen 2. On right hand side we have hydrogen 3 and nitrogen 1. It means that both hydrogen and nitrogen need to be balanced. In order to make the equation balanced, we will take hydrogen and nitrogen. See, if we put, first of all you just take nitrogen. Nitrogen is 1. Here it is 2. In order to make it 2, we will write, if we will write 2 over here, it means that nitrogen here, write it as right hand side, nitrogen is 2 but hydrogen is 3. We have 2 here and 3 here. 3 2s are 6. So hydrogen are 6. But on the left hand side hydrogen is 2, nitrogen is 2. Nitrogen is 2 on left hand side, it is balanced because it is also 2 on the right hand side. Now we have to balance here hydrogen. If we put 3 over here in front of the hydrogen, I think it will be balanced. 3 2s are 6. So hydrogen is 6. So on the right hand side it is 6 and on the left hand side it is 6. So our equation again balanced. Let me write it again. 3H2 plus N2 gives you twice NH3. 3 2s are 6. Nitrogen 2. Nitrogen here 2 and hydrogen 3 2s are again 6. So our equation is balanced. So I have explained the every point for balancing the equation. I think you have understood. Thank you, students.